We have been living in Portugal for a year now, and not that long ago we went back to the United States to visit for about a month. And while we were there, guess what Chris decided to do?
I made a list of 57 things that we missed or didn't about the USA.
And I helped. What things do you think you would miss if you left the United States?
I bet you it wouldn't match our list. Okay.
Ooh, it's getting real here. Chris is breaking up glasses.
Number 1, big washers and dryers.
This is the thing I miss the most. Give me a big washer, give me a big dryer. Make sure the dryer actually dries things. Another thing I miss that I feel bad about saying is the washers and dryers being entirely in English or me completely understanding every function because, oh my golly, I'm always drying things on what's called the clothes horse here. It's a thing.
So that's number 1. Number 2, this is kind of from number 1, but just having a separate dryer.
That's the same thing.
Is it?
It's the same thing. We have a list of 56 things, folks.
But a separate dryer. It's important.
You just said washer
But
and dryer.
before it was a big washer dryer.
Oh.
This one's a separate one. Those are 2 different things.
All right. We still get to have 57.
Okay, number 3. You're not reading from my list.
Sorry.
All right, number 3. Big garages.
A big garage is nice.
Yeah, you can just pull in and there's like room over here and over there.
You're
And
sheltered from the rain or
yeah,
snow or wind.
yeah. So we kind of missed that. Number 4, big refrigerators.
Oh, this is another one for me. A big refrigerator that keeps everything cold, that doesn't sometimes have a bunch of condensation, sometimes not have condensation.
The refrigerators in Europe that we've experienced are pretty small. I don't know. Do you think that maybe that just makes sense? Because do we really need that much food?
It depends on how you manage your life. Like, we just did a big grocery shopping day today because I don't want to have to go back out into the rain.
Yeah, true.
And there isn't that much near us. Like there isn't a store near us that has everything that I want the way I want it. So
it would be really hard if you had a big family. Maybe like in Europe big families have multiple refrigerators.
no, well, I think the thing is that not as much gets refrigerated here because, like, say, eggs don't necessarily need to go in the refrigerator. I keep more vegetables on the counter than I used to.
So you don't think they put refrigerators in every room? So instead of a teenager having a TV or a computer, they have a refrigerator?
No, I don't think so. And also just from reading David Lincoln.
Hey, Europeans, comment below. Number 5, we missed huge parking spaces.
This is more of a you one again. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't drive here.
Trying to park in a parking spot in Europe that we found, you've got to have nerves of steel. You have to be able to go in reverse.
This is what reverse looks like.
Yeah. Well, if you have one of the cameras and you can see what you're, but see, that's the thing. It hasn't been a law here in Portugal. Not all cars had the camera, so you have to be able to use your mirrors too. But they're always really tight and small and woof.
Which is why I don't drive here.
Number 6, I think we both feel strongly about this one. Normal power outlets. We missed those. You know what I'm saying?
Just because we have things that we have to do the adapters on.
Yeah, and when you have to use an adapter for everything you plug in, it gets to be kind of a pain. And what'll happen, like you go someplace and you're like, oh, time to pack up. Like we stay at a hotel, you unplug it and forget that you had the adapter too. And then you get back, it's like, damn it, I left the adapter in the hotel. That's pretty horrible, isn't it?
Terrible. Terrible.
I think you're just...
I don't know how we're going to make it.
Listen, these Americans complaining. Number 7, this is a Melissa one. Bathroom outlets.
Ooh, see, sometimes we stay at a hotel and they don't have an outlet that you can put a hair dryer or an iron or anything into. They just have like a little one for shavers because only men get to plug things in the bathroom. I don't understand this. And so then I have to do my hair in the main space, which,
Is that why we see so many European women with wet hair when they're out and about?
I haven't noticed that.
I've actually noticed it a little bit more.
Oh, I have not observed that.
It's just something I've noticed.
But it also rains a lot, and if you forget an umbrella here, you're gonna have really wet
Yeah,
hair.
that's true. That's true. I don't know if we've said we're in Portugal, in the winter, and it rains a lot. Number 8, knowing how things work. This is a broad one. When you're in the United States, where you grew up, you just know how things work. Whether it be getting your license, paying a parking ticket, going to the grocery store,
Buying vegetables.
going to the doctor, making a doctor's appointment, finding an accountant. You don't realize, or you take it for granted, I think. And then when you're in another country trying to live, those things are pretty tough, especially if it's, especially if you're not familiar with the language.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Number 9, what I missed, I think this is more me, it's like your sense of humor is understood in the United States. I like to joke around a lot. I don't think Melissa always thinks I'm funny, and nor does everybody else. But at least I think people know that I'm joking around.
Right, and you've had different experiences, different places, like as far as like, say, Ireland, people haven't always necessarily gotten your humor.
Yeah, exactly.
But in Finland, it seemed like people really got your sense of humor.
Really?
Do you remember that? You were so delighted. I remember different people being like, oh my gosh, they laughed! They laughed!
You know what? Stand-up tour. Finland, we're coming. Number 10. We're up to number 10. We're almost fifth of the way there. Units of measure. This is funny. Units of measure make sense to us, which is crazy. If you watch Saturday Night Live, we should put the link to it.
We should put a clip.
We should. Here's a clip.
Distance will be measured in inches, feet, yard, and mile. So 12 inches to a foot?
12 feet to a yard.
If it were only so simple. 3 feet to a yard.
And how many yards to a mile?
Nobody knows.
Okay, well, how many feet to a mile?
5,280, of course.
When you grow up with that and you're trying to get places, how far is it to that town? 50 miles. We know exactly what that means.
Or like how much of a thing to get. Should you get 200 grams? I don't know. Like I finally got used to that, but I want a half a pound of roast beef.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier.
So far, all of these things have been things that we missed. There hasn't been one that I have not.
But they will come.
They will.
Rest assured.
Number 11, big, wide roads and limited windiness.
I drive in the United States.
Oh my gosh, the lanes, you can go back and forth like this. Not saying that you should, but there's plenty of room for error.
There has never been a time in the United States where I've been like, oh, I'm going to round this corner, and while this looks like a one-way road, it's actually 2 directions, so I need to honk my horn to alert other people that I'm coming around this blind spot. But it's happened here.
It's tough, so much so right now we don't even own a car because it would just be such a hassle, I think. We're in Europe, in older cities. But I do actually like this where they don't just plow everything over and say, we need to make huge roads. Everything just gets integrated and we just have to deal with it. And it's kind of neat, but
We miss big roads.
we miss big roads. Number 12, sidewalks. They're much wider.
We can walk side by side down
And
sidewalks
hold
in the
hands.
United States.
We can skip together. In Europe, it's pretty tough most of the time.
One of us walks ahead of the other, and then we switch it around sometimes.
Number 13, garbage disposals.
Yeah, I miss those.
Yeah, it's not a huge thing, but it's kind of nice, Number 14, coffee shops open early.
Yes, this one is a huge one for me. I used to always go first thing in the morning, grab my coffee, grab a coffee for Chris, come home with the coffees, and it was just a nice way to start the day. But now, if we're not at home, where we have a nice coffee machine, I have to wait until 7 or 7:30 or even 8. I want my coffee at 5:30 or 6. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Number 15, mint mochas.
They're not a thing. Like Starbucks and the mint mocha that's happening right now at Christmas time throughout the United States.
This is not a paid promotion.
Portugal has a different drink for their Christmas drink at Starbucks.
You know what? I don't miss that at all. That makes my do not miss list.
Chris doesn't like mint and he doesn't drink fancy coffees. He drinks coffee.
Just plain coffee. Number 16, drive through whatever. coffee shops, ice cream shops, restaurants. Do you miss those? Is that part of the missing list, or is it part of the? It's convenient sometimes, but if you look at it and you step back and you see 10 cars sitting there to get a coffee or to get something, it's kind of like, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
All right, number 17, grocery variety.
Ooh, yeah, because not everybody likes the same type of pasta sauce.
Yeah.
And so I need to be able to choose between 50 some different red pasta sauces at the grocery store.
And what about like syrup, honey? Don't you need lots of options?
Well, I just need the right options, but yes. And there's barely syrup here.
Number 18, huge shopping carts. And we've been to a lot of places here where, you know, the markets are small and you get this little thing that you kind of drag along the ground. It has wheels, but it's not a cart, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that reminds me of what I miss about garages.
What?
Well, just like driving in with a car full of groceries and then being able to unload it easily.
Yeah. Have you noticing how so many of our things have been about size? Okay, number 19, Lululemon.
I love my Lululemons. The closest Lululemon to us is in Paris.
That's a tough one.
Canada, United States, you two have got it going on with the Lululemons.
We're roughing it.
This is just a list of things we miss, not
Yeah.
oh, we can't live without it.
True. We just miss them. That's all.
Yeah.
Number 20, tacos. The amount of places you can get a taco.
Breakfast tacos, lunch tacos, dinner tacos.
Just so many places in every town you go to. There's usually umpteen versions of taco restaurants to go to, and that's really nice. Like we found in Europe, yeah, there's the occasional taco spot, but it's much more rare. It's a specialty. Boom, we're in a new place. Isn't that exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Number 21, Monster cookies.
It's been a long time since you've had a Monster cookie.
It's not like I eat tons of Monster cookies, and really I shouldn't, so I don't. But I never walk into a restaurant or a bakery here and see Monster cookies.
And
It's
I've
nice.
been hearing you mention Monster cookies quite a bit lately. Perhaps your wife should be kind to you and make a batch.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice of you.
Okay.
And Europeans, do you guys even know what Monster cookies are? Number 22, corn on the cob. No.
Fresh corn on the cob.
Yeah, fresh. But yeah, there's nothing like corn on the cob from Iowa or Minnesota.
The corn on the cob that I've seen has typically been already shucked and in like a plasticky wrap and
Yeah.
maybe 4 lined up. So it's not like your big green
Yeah.
corn on the cob that you then shuck and then cut and then put into boiling water.
And then it has that darker yellow look to it, like when you open up a can of corn and it has that darker, not bright, vibrant yellow. So it just looks like,
We haven't risked it yet.
no, I don't think it will. Number 23, sunflower seeds.
I don't miss them. Thank you, Europe, for not having sunflower seeds. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you can't find them. Oh, actually, I've seen one place here, but most of the places I've looked. And if you're driving and you stop at a rest stop, you need some sunflower seeds. None.
I don't like sunflower seeds because somebody eats them while driving and goes like this. And then when he goes like that, he's not looking at the road. It is not safe. This has been mentioned in many
Guys,
videos now.
I have it under control. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Number 24, just normal sliced pizza. Like when you go out to a restaurant and order pizza, it's going to come to you sliced.
In the United States.
In the United States, yes. And when you're in Europe and you order pizza, it's never going to come out sliced. Apparently, you can ask to have it be sliced, but I kind of feel like they would look at you like you're a weirdo.
Like, okay, American.
Okay, lazy ass. We'll cut it for you. Number 25, Starburst.
I don't miss Starbursts.
You know, this might just be something I'm padding the list with, but I've not seen Starburst here. And when I was back in the United States, I saw Starburst. It was like, oh, and I got a bag.
You ordered it back.
No, I got a bag. And again, that's not something I should be eating. But yeah, it's just those things, those little things sometimes when we were gone for a year and all of a sudden, oh wow, I forgot about Starburst. There they are. Number 26, GIF Peanut Butter. Extra crunchy.
We found Skippy extra crunchy, and I suck up on it whenever I see it on a shelf.
But GIF is nowhere to be found.
And Jif is your favorite, isn't it?
It is. Number 27, crispy bacon.
Oh yeah, that is nice. It's usually just not crispy here, like at hotels and stuff when you're having the breakfast.
Yeah, it's never crispy actually. And sometimes you wonder, is it even cooked? You know what I mean? I know it is, but because it's just, yeah, it's floppy, you know?
We grew up eating crispy bacon, and by golly, we miss it.
By golly. Number 28, Diet Coke.
Well, now here's the thing. Diet Coke does exist here, but typically it's Coke Zero that's available. And Coke Zero is fine.
But it's not Diet Coke here. And you used to drink Diet Coke all the time.
But sometimes Diet Coke is around. Like, it's not as common.
You know, very rarely. Do you think it's like a law with like the chemicals in it?
I don't know, but it does exist in Europe, and I read an article. I want to be clear on this, is there's a article, I think in the Irish Times or something, where they were like, oh my God, this woman like brought a 12 pack of Diet Coke, or tried to bring a 12 pack with her into Ireland, which maybe that's legal, I don't know. But she was just like so freaked out. But the amount of weight that takes in your suitcase.
Because she liked it that much. She had to
Well,
bring it.
we've traveled with folks who like their soda, and if it's not available in another country,
True.
they're not in a happy place.
Okay, well,
So-
if you need your Diet Coke, you're
Rest
gonna have to bring it.
assured. No, you don't need to bring it. You can just drink Coke Zero. You will be fine.
But
I'm
what-
fine.
What if they? Okay, good. She's fine. Yep. Listen, Melissa.
Don't make that travel faux pas.
Number 29, baking supplies. Didn't you have an issue trying to get like just a normal pie pan here?
Oh yeah, I bought pie pans in the United States and brought them over because there were pans similar to the pie pans, but not just like the pie pans back home. So a proper pan for making pie.
This one shouldn't have made the list, but we're 30 in, so we have to keep it. School buses.
It's just something that we noticed. That falls into Chris's observation.
So we had done an observation of things different about Portugal. And they don't have yellow school buses. And they're like, what? Apparently we learned that yellow school buses are just really specific to the United States. So when we were back in the United States, oh look, it's a school bus. Woo! School buses. 31. Blow dry bars.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. In the United States, in many cities, there's a blow dry bar. And they have a menu of things you can choose from as far as how you want your hair to look. And there's a nice consistency typically. And so I can be in different cities in the United States and get my hair done the same way. And like, say we go to Lisbon, or we go to Paris, or we go to whatever big city in Europe. There's not a salon that I can just go to that has the same name as a salon here and go, oh, okay, I want this.
Number 32, this is a big one. Gas pump clips. Do you even know what that is?
No.
So when you're in Europe and you're gassing up your car, back when we had a car, when we rent one, you can't put the clips on and just let it automatically fill up. You have to hold it the whole time. In the United States, there's clips.
Those clippy things are probably a bad idea.
Probably, but they're kind of convenient. Because then you can clip it and the gas is filling up, and then I can go around and wash my windows. So we really miss those.
Well, and I know I used to use them on a cold day, so my...
Yeah. But it's probably a safety issue. Number 33, top sheets.
Oh, yes. You've got your fitted sheet, and then you just have your duvet
Yeah,
or comforter.
most of the time that's what we've noticed. In Finland and in
Ireland?
and Portugal and even in Switzerland, right? No top sheets. 34, this is a Melissa one. Tide pens.
Oh, yes. Tide as in the brand Tide, where you can like get the spots out. I stock up when we go to the United States because I cannot find them in Europe, and they are super handy to keep in my purse and then just fix a stain. I think usually I'm handing it over. But...
Did you like gravy? Didn't you like wow somebody here when you pulled out your Tide pen and they thought you were like a magician or something and you just made it disappear?
In Ireland. And again, this was at a salon. And it was Oscar, and he was like, oh, I had gotten something on me from sitting in the chair. He's like, oh, don't worry, I think it'll come out. And I was like, oh, I'm not worried. And I grabbed my Tide pen, and he was like, what is that? It's a Tide bed. It gets stains out.
You are magical, honey. Number 35, Tylenol.
Oh yeah, it's paracetamol here. Is the thing that you would buy is paracetamol. While Chris has been editing the video, the real reason we brought up Tylenol occurred to me. In the United States, you can buy pain relievers and allergy meds, all sorts of things over the counter. Like you just grab it off the counter, go to the cashier and make your purchase along with the rest of your groceries. Here you go to the pharmacy and you ask for it, they have it behind the counter. You don't need a prescription or anything, but it is kept behind the counter.
Number 36, music playing in public places.
Here it's usually covers of songs.
It's some kind of music service that does a cover of a song. It's very rarely the original artist playing the original song. And in the United States, most of the time, it's the real thing, and that's kind of nice. Especially, music. We do have one bar we found here that plays original music.
Oh yeah, Bonaparte's.
Bonaparte's in Porto. Number 37, the ground floor. It's the ground floor, the first floor.
In the United States.
In the United States. And to me, that makes sense. Yeah, this is the first floor. In Europe, it's the 0 floor.
So 0 is ground and 1 is 1 off from the ground.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to have to do math when I'm going up an elevator.
Well, you wouldn't have to if you were born in Europe.
But I wasn't. Number 38, less smoking.
That is a big one that I miss. In the United States, people typically are not allowed to smoke in dining areas outside. And so you're completely free and enjoying your meal without having smoke waft into your face. Here, if you're outside and you're eating, chances are good that the table next to you is chain smoking and you will be smelling all of their smoke and having it waft into your face while you're trying to eat and enjoy your meal and enjoy a conversation.
Yeah. Number 39, smoke-free buildings, like living in like an apartment building. I never experienced smelling the smoke of somebody else in a different apartment in the building. We noticed that in Europe and definitely in the apartment that we stayed in Porto here.
Yeah, not the one we're currently in,
No.
but our previous one.
But it could happen because apparently you can't, there's no law to say you can't smoke in your own apartment, which I can understand freedoms and stuff. But then if your smoke is coming out of your place into someone else's place, I don't know.
Then you're impinging upon their
Yes,
freedom and rights.
Yes. So that's, the smoking is a tough thing to deal with. Number 40, oh my gosh, we're way over halfway there. Movies and TV shows and their availability.
Righteous Gemstones. I really want to watch it. I can't watch it here. Not even with using a VPN.
Nah, those VPN things where they say, oh, use this VPN and you can get this.
Sometimes it works.
But not so much anymore. So I think the companies...
I'm watching Hallmark Christmas movies thanks to the VPN.
Shh, don't say. I don't think you're... But maybe that's not blocked. Is it blocked? Like what?
Yeah, I couldn't get Hallmark unless I go on the Surfshark.
On what service?
On Hallmark.
No.
No, it's their service.
Oh. Okay, so maybe they don't have as fancy technology as like Netflix or Hulu or the big companies. I think the big companies can tell. It's tough. Now if someone's at Hallmark is like going, what is going on? Calling up the tech
Don't take
support.
away my Christmas movies.
No, they already made a call to the CTO. We now enter into mostly things that I think both of us will agree are things we did not miss about the United States. Okay, I don't know if this first one makes any sense. 41 sirens, lots of them. We have noticed a few more sirens moving into the middle of Porto. I swear, when we were in the United States, it was like everywhere you went, there was just sirens always going, all the time. We did spend a lot of time in cities, but it just seems like there's more sirens. There's like more. Number 42, assumed tip lines on payment devices.
Constantly being prompted for a tip when, like, say we didn't get a complicated coffee. It was, here you go. And I was a bartender and a server, and I'm very pro-tipping and tipping generously. But sometimes it feels like companies are not compensating their employees properly, and that maybe companies need to increase their prices and pay their employees correctly. Instead of there being this awkward dance of, well, I thought I ordered this for $8. I guess it's really $10 because I now need to leave a $2 tip.
And I feel like a lot of things seem so much more expensive in the United States. Not everything, but a lot of things, and so much more than it was 3 or 4 years ago. So the prices seem like they really have gone up compared to when we were there last. But then every place is also wanting tips. I'm like, oh, that was irritating. So I don't miss that. But there's not that many sirens here. Number 43, national parks are not free to enter. So essentially in the United States, all the national parks, you have to pay to get in. And also most of the time you have to like register months in advance. And we haven't noticed that in Europe.
No. In Finland, I know they're all free. In Portugal, I don't think you have to pay at any of them. We've never paid to go into a park here.
Seems like they really want to promote like checking out nature and stuff like that.
Yeah, same in Ireland.
But I don't think the United States doesn't want to promote it. It's just there's so many more people there that are going to these places. Maybe that's why they have to do it.
I don't know. I'm skeptical.
Ooh.
I think some other things might be going on there. Because when you think about our national parks, they're huge. The United States is huge.
True. Like they should be, if they are charging us, they should actually take all that money and make some more entry points into the parks, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then make it free.
Because I mean, certainly you get the feeling that it's crowded when you're all waiting in a car trying to get into the same entrance.
Number 44, commercials. I did not miss those. And when you're back in the United States and you are watching something on TV, the commercials they drive me bonkers.
When did you watch anything on TV?
Honey, just commercials. That's just what I'm gonna say.
I don't think I saw any commercials in the United States. Billboards, lots of billboards.
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh.
Don't jump around. Don't go outside your lane.
Sorry.
And the next one that's kind of the same but different is drug commercials. That is annoying. You know, I don't want to get political or too deep into the very sensitive things, but it just doesn't seem right to have to watch this long commercial about how you can solve your strange ailment, and they make it sound so awesome, and they're basically telling you to go to your doctor to get this medication prescribed to you. So it just doesn't seem right.
And some of the illnesses seem like new illnesses. Like they
Yeah.
almost seem made up. Which, you know, if you really have a condition, please do what you need to do to help yourself with that condition. But I feel like sometimes they're just coming up with a problem where, you know, if you feel this every Tuesday at 5 o'clock, you might want to take this. Now, it could give you a heart attack, might impact your liver. We don't know. There are a myriad of potential side effects. But if every Tuesday at 5 o'clock this is happening, consider taking this.
Do you have slippery heels on Tuesday at 5 o'clock? You might have some strange, weird, made-up name, medical name.
Banana slipper feet. Banana peel feet.
Number 46, TVs everywhere.
Of the restaurants we have visited here in Porto and in many other places in Europe, I do not remember seeing many TVs. Sometimes maybe there's one or two, but typically there aren't any.
Yeah, and it's really nice because really the conversations are always better. Always. Because if a bunch of TVs are on, it's like I can't do it. I'm like, in fact, if I'm in the United States and we go into a place there's a TV, I have to find a chair that is not facing TV. Otherwise, I'll get sucked in. My mind will be controlled.
You now know how to control you.
Melissa's eyes and listen to everything she has to say.
You really want monster cookies, don't you?
I do. Number 47, ads on trucks.
It's so funny to like see ads that are on every single side of a truck. And then of course, you know, I'm used to seeing them on semi-trucks, but I haven't seen an ad on maybe on a semi-truck.
Maybe
here.
on a bus here. But like in the United States, they have a truck that drives around that just has ads on it. That's all it is. It's just ads. Number 48, ads at the pump, at the gas pump.
It's so annoying. And then whatever like news thing that they're having on, oh, you might need to know, blah, 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 blah. Because what we all need is more noise.
Yeah, exactly. So I've never noticed in Europe, if you're filling up your car, that you have to watch an ad. But in the United States, it's all over the place. Number 49, huge pickup trucks.
Yeah, we don't see them here.
They're just big. And it's like, that is unbelievable. Number 50, the skunk smell.
Oh yeah, I didn't smell that.
You don't smell it in Europe. I don't think there are skunks in Europe.
No, we have smelled an occasional skunky smell not caused by skunks.
Yeah, but not skunk. You know skunk when you smell skunk. I have not smelled it in Europe. Europeans, have you ever seen a skunk? Do you even know what a skunk is? Please comment below. Number 51, everything is served with a lid in the United States. They just give you a lid. You don't need a lid for everything. I'm just saying, you order coffee. Do you really need a lid all the time? You order something to drink, do you need a lid?
Well,
What I'm trying to get at here is like, this could also kind of segue into like a bag. They give you a bag everywhere. Is that on my list? Oh yeah, that actually is number. Let's go to 52. Bags galore. Like in Europe, they ask you if you want a sacco.
Kiramum sacco? I think.
And then they'll charge you if you want one. So it's like smart. Like, yeah. In the United States, you'll be buying food and then the person bagging everything will decide, you need 3 bags for these 2 little products. So they'll get 3 bags and put them in there and then put them in other. It's just crazy.
Oh yes.
It's like,
It can be so excessive.
yeah, there's no thought of like, is that really necessary?
There must be more training on, oh, well, this product can't touch that product, and that would be bad.
All right, this is kind of another one. Fork dispensers. I've got some video of a fork dispenser. In Europe, whenever we go out to eat someplace, it's always real silverware for the most part. You know what I mean? They're not giving you plastic forks or making you use plastic forks and stuff. In the United States, it's usually plastic forks and spoons.
Well, I'm thinking of a fast casual spot in Lisbon where we got wooden ones, and I don't like the whole wooden thing.
Yeah, but that's probably better, right?
Well, yeah, better for the environment, but it messes with the taste of the food.
54. Incorrect glass labels in bars and restaurants. What does that even mean?
I am so perplexed.
When you order a beer in Ireland, the label on the glass is of the beer you're drinking. Not like that in the United States.
And when you order a gin and tonic in Europe, typically it'll say the brand of the gin, and each like gin and tonic has certain things that go with it. Like if it's this gin, it gets apple slices. If it's that gin, it gets orange and cloves, or it's very specific.
Yeah. Number 55, Mountain Dew. It's not here in Europe,
No, it's not, is it?
but it's all over the place in the United States, and I don't miss it.
Not a bit.
No, not one bit.
Teenage Melissa would have, but
Teenage Chris would have missed it as well. Mountain Dew. Europeans, have you ever even heard of it?
have you all done the dew? Do it. Do.
All right, these last 2. These might rile up a couple people. Sorry, we're not trying to rile people up.
But we are humans who have opinions.
Yes, we do have opinions. Number 56, guns everywhere in the United States.
Magazines and not just like the magazines that go into guns, because I don't actually know what that looks like, but like I go into the bookstore in the magazine area. There's like a huge section dedicated to all kinds of guns. Here's guns and dogs, here's guns and this. And it's like, well, gosh, we wonder why there's a problem with guns. I mean, okay, fine, have your Second Amendment. I don't argue that. But do we need to celebrate guns so much? There are more gun magazines than health magazines, I think.
Yeah, and then like when you're driving through certain areas like Las Vegas, like fire a AK-47, MR-15, what, I don't, AR, whatever. It's like they're like promoting like how exciting it is to go fire some gun. And I just,
wasn't there even like a small town we drove through where there's a gas station, there was a place where you could shoot, and then there was something
but it's
else.
like shooting like machine guns, like
Yeah.
high-powered like death machines. So we haven't seen that here at all, and I don't miss it.
I think maybe there needs to be more tennis courts in the United States, because I know what I'm really mad, like it can be fun to like take out some aggression.
Yeah.
But one could take out a lot of aggression playing tennis. I know because I've done it.
Yeah. Number 57, mass shootings. We don't miss that.
No. And it's terrifying having family members still in the United States and going, oh, I hope that,
Yeah. So we've been in Europe for a little over a year, and very rarely have we heard of any mass killings. Maybe there was something in Paris, but certainly we haven't heard of it in Portugal. We didn't hear about it in Ireland, didn't hear about it in Finland or anything like that, or Switzerland. And we've heard a bunch of them in the year that we've been here that have happened in the United States. So I know it's a complex issue, but I think there is one factor that, anyway.
There's two.
Yeah.
Increase mental health coverage and decrease the amount of guns in the street.
Yeah.
Those two things would go a long way.
Yeah, I think they would. Better control over it too.
Yeah. And in Portugal, you're allowed to have a gun. You just have to have a good reason for having it. Is there a rule?
Yeah. So we ended that on a high note, haven't we? Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed these things. Again, they were just our opinions. Observations. Like and subscribe so you can see the next thing that we do. Good job, we did it. 57 things.